Hi there, in this session we'll learn how the internet actually works. Let's take an example of the U.S. Postal Service. Let's say our friend Adam is located in Chicago, and he wants to send a package to his friend Bob, who is located in Dallas. What does Adam do? Adam adds the name and address of both him and Bob, and runs to the USPS office. The team at USPS scans the name and address on the package of both the sender, in this case Adam, and the receiver, in this case Bob. Then the team selects the appropriate channel, air or ground, and routes the package to the Dallas USPS office. The package is routed through the pre-selected channel, and it arrives at the Dallas USPS office. This is where the team at their Dallas USPS office scans the package and hands it over to the appropriate USPS mail team to deliver this package to Bob. Thus we saw the package was routed successfully from Adam to Bob, where multiple USPS offices. The internet works in the exact same manner. If you understand this now, let's take a look at how the internet works. The diagram is similar to what we see in the previous slides with a few changes. Just replace the USPS office with an internet service provider. Now let's say Adam wants to check his Google Gmail account. He types www.gmail.com on his laptop. That message is converted into binary that is 1 and 0 by Adam's laptop, and that binary information is further converted into an optical signal that is transmitted over fiber cables through a network of ISPs, and thus it's delivered to the Google Gmail server on the right. Notice in this case, Adam's laptop adds the IP address and the port number needed for both source and destination devices. Thus the internet is a network of networks, and each of these networks is owned by internet service providers. And organizations like Google, AT&T, Verizon, and Microsoft own these networks. An IP packet is nothing but an array of light pulse that carries information transmitted by the user. Now that we know the basics of internet, you must be wondering, how can we visualize the internet? To answer that question, let's take a look at the next slide. If you were to simplify the map of the internet to its minimal components, this is what it would look like. The circles in this map represent the internet service providers across the world. They are responsible for managing networks within their geographical zone. So companies like AT&T, Verizon, Time Warner Cable provide internet services in the US. Their networks are connected to networks managed by TELUS in Canada. These networks are further connected to networks in the UK and Europe through the Vodafone's network. Furthermore, companies like Airtel and NTT manage these networks in Asia. Thus the internet is a network of networks. Each network is managed by an organization. Each network consists of networking devices such as routers, firewalls, switches, and these devices interact with each other using certain rules known as protocols. Now let's take a look at the real map of the internet. The image on the left shows the map of the internet. Each small circle on this map represents a data center that houses networking devices such as routers, switches, firewalls, and web servers. Each colored line represents a fiber cable that connects one data center to another. Together, these data centers and fiber cables form what we refer to as the internet. The picture on the top right corner of the slide shows the fiber cable that connects the data centers in different regions. These fiber cables carry all our data in the form of light. Yes, you heard it right. Our data is transmitted through these cables in the form of light, and hence we are able to send an instant message to a friend in Europe from the US as it travels at the speed of light. So if you are in the US and if you are sending a message to your friend in Europe over WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn, remember you are actually transmitting a pulse of light straight through the North Atlantic Ocean. Isn't that fascinating? What we know as the internet is, in reality, a network through which we are communicating by transmitting light pulses. Now let's summarize what we have learned so far. So we studied how the U.S. Postal Services function, then studied the basic of the internet. Here we learned how the internet is actually a network of networks that are managed by different internet service providers. Each service provider manages a network that consists of data centers and fiber cables. We also saw the real map of the internet. Through this map, we learned that the internet, in reality, is a network that carries information in the form of light, and hence we are able to communicate at such a rapid pace with each other over these cables that form the internet. Now you must be wondering what those network components look like in each of those data centers. We are going to explore that in our next session. Hope you enjoyed the session. I'll see you in the next session.